I'm Graeme Young. I'm one of the directors of the Bamburgh Research Project. I'm an archaeologist from Northumberland. My summer holidays from a child always involved Bamburgh Castle. So I think it's not unfair to say I'm more than mildly obsessed with the place. And many years ago, we wrote to the then late Lady Armstrong and asked if we could come and do some archaeology in what was basically her big house. And she was very kind and granted us permission. And 20 odd years later, we've still not left.
Hi, I'm Joe Curtin. I am also a director at the Bamburgh Research Project. So I came as an undergrad student from Durham University back in 2005, and they couldn't get rid of me. And here I am so many years later. I also work for the Council for British Archaeology and have a background in community archaeology. But my first love is the Bamburgh Research Project.
Bamburgh has an extraordinary history. It goes all the way back to prehistoric times as a simple tribal fort. It's an early medieval fortified palace. And then throughout pretty much the entire Middle Ages, it's a major castle site in the northeast of England. And then it has an afterlife after a great medieval siege when it's pretty much destroyed by gunfire. It's reconverted into a trust in the 18th century, becomes a strange sort of prototype welfare state. And as the money runs out of that, it's bought by one of the great armament magnates and industrialists of the 19th century, Lord Armstrong. And then it goes through a short phase of being a stately home, and it's now a major tourist attraction. So the current project is focusing on the bit in the middle, the medieval castle, and the one bit of it that is still unreconstructed. So it's the one of the few bits where you can go and see medieval architecture standing well above ground level. It's almost as if someone has made up a version of a castle, stood on a rock on the outcrop next to a beach with the sea on one side and the land on the other. So it just has this great duality of have a great history and fascinating stories associated with it, but it looks just amazing.
Anybody who's been to Bamburgh, as Graeme has suggested, the landscape it's situated in is just fantastical. You've got the sea on one side, you've got these kind of rolling dunes on the other side, and then views left, right, and centre. And I think that just gives it a special feel when you first arrive there. It is quite a magical place. We always laugh about the weather because you can have any kind of weather at the castle, from kind of hail in the morning to bright sunshine in the afternoon, so it keeps you on your toes. It works for us as a research project because it is multi-phase. We've got kind of deep prehistory right through to a really interesting kind of post-medieval period. So any student or kind of volunteers that join us, there's something for everybody, no matter what you're interested in time period wise. We have a fantastic material assemblage. I think we're up to about 13,000 small finds, and they're pretty great. And then the bulk finds go on for room after room after room. So there's so much research potential as well.